Dude, can you stop playing with that fire?
No.
Why not? It's dangerous.
Well, if this is dangerous, why are these guys doing it?
Okay. I'm gonna get the hell out of here.
Congregate Syndicate. Now, this is a list I've actually built on like day one, and I did some few adjustments, but I feel like this deck is surprisingly powerful in this current meta with SK running around and going wild. Like, the deck has a surprisingly good short round for how much it depends on a long round with the whole swarm mechanic. I feel like the deck has a surprisingly good sort of balance when it comes to engines and points. The deck doesn't run a lot of control though. It pretty much doesn't run any control, but it doesn't really need control since the point output of this deck is quite ridiculous at times. So let's talk about the cards in detail. The first card is Eternal Fire Disciple. Profit 2, fee 2, spawn a Fire Sworn Zealot on this row, cooldown 1. Now this I run as a one-off. This card works really well with the cards that synergize with you spawning units. So a lot of times you're actually not going to want to use the fee on this when you play it. You want to kind of just hold it and be real patient with it. That's also something that's really important with this deck. It's a big man's waiting game. You're basically setting up a lot of your engines, and these engines are going to pay off quite a bit when they get going. So yeah, this is one of these things that can get these engines going, but I do run this only as a one-off. For certain situations, it works well. In others, it's not that great, so it's fine to have as a one-off. Then we have Eternal Fire Priest. Whenever you spawn one or more units to the battlefield, boost self by 1. So this is one of the first cards that synergizes with this whole spawn mechanic. So basically what you want to do is not play this proactively if you can. You want to try and have one of these sort of setup cards that work for this on your side of the field. So when this drops, it becomes like a 5-point unit, so it becomes harder for the opponent to kill. Then we have Congregation. Spawn 2 Fire Sworn Zealots in an allied row. If a Fire Sworn unit is in that row, spawn 3 Fire Sworn Zealots instead. Now this card is absolutely fantastic. It gives you 3 units, plays for 6 tempo at 4 provisions. If you're not playing this in a Congregation deck, I don't know what you're doing, but this card is a necessity and definitely one of the best cards in this deck. Then I have 2 Cleric of the Flaming Rose, and you can replace this card, but I do sort of play a bit for coins as well. So I did feel like I do need more spenders than you would usually have, so I added this card as well. And I feel like this card's actually quite consistent for what it does, because if the opponent removes it, you're not too upset. He kind of got rid of an expendable sort of engine. This is one of your weaker engines, but it still kind of plays for quite a bit, especially with its tribute and fee ability, playing basically for 1 point. And giving you those Flaming Rose Footmen with the armor could be quite helpful in a lot of situations as well. Then I run 2 Smuggles. Profit 3, spawn a Flaming Rose Footman in an allied row. A lot of the times I mulligan this away. This is probably the weakest card in this deck, but when it gets the value, it gets pretty good value since you spawn a unit, maybe proc a few engine ticks with the spawn mechanic. It's also a crime, so there's also some Intimidate cards in this deck. And it gives you 3 profit, which might work with one of your spenders to maybe spawn some Zealots or transform some Zealots into these Flaming Rose Footmen. Then we have the main card of this entire deck, and that is Fallen Knight. Veil Intimidate. Whenever you spawn a unit, boost self by 1 for each unit spawned. So basically this card is the whole like center of this entire deck, because it has both Intimidate and, for example, if you play something like Congregation, this will boost itself by 3 because you're spawning 3 units, and an additional 1 because Congregation is indeed a crime. So you play Congregation for 6 plus 4, that's a 10-point Congregation. For 4 provisions, that's pretty nuts. And this card basically, a lot of the times, just carries you. It's kind of not that great against Nilfgaard because they have Vincent. It can also be targeted with Morkvarg. But you do also play Defender, and Azar Javed is quite a decent defender, especially because it also synergizes with this card quite well. And it might keep the opponent from sort of dealing with your Fallen Knight for a few turns if necessary. But other than that, if the card goes off and is left unanswered, the card's just so good. It just gets so many points for everything you spawn. And for every crime that you play, it's ridiculous. This card's amazing. It's honestly one of my favorite cards in this expansion, and definitely a card that you should try out if you want to have some fun in this game. Then I run a one-off Eavesdrop. Profit 5, draw a card and put a card from your hand at the bottom of your deck. Now, this is simply there for the 5 profit. It might not be the greatest card in a lot of situations, but giving you that 5 profit could sometimes pay off, especially with a card coming up later on. So yeah, Eavesdrop is definitely a card that you can drop, but I do feel like this card sometimes really saves my ass because it is uninteractive and it gives me profit 5 for something that I can play later on and just keep those coins in the bank, those uninteractive coins, and kind of profit off of that, basically. Then we have Progression of Penance. Deploy damage self by 10, reduce the damage by 2 for every Firesworn token you control. So this usually plays for 12, for 6, so it doubles up on its provision. If it doesn't, then it at least should play for an 8. Like, the worst case scenario is that this plays for 8. But pretty much all the time, this usually is like a 10 or 12 card, which is pretty insane, honestly, because, you know, a 12 for 6 is never bad, let's be real. Then we have Excommunication. Banish an allied unit, then play the top card from your deck. If the target was a Firesworn, look at the top 3 cards from your deck and play one of them instead. So this is basically like a nice little consistency tool. I really like this card. It also sort of counts for 2 crimes if you play another crime through this, which could be useful in certain situations. And it definitely helps you finding all your big cards in the end, or the major payoff cards that you need in this deck, because there are quite a few of those. And if you maybe don't find one of those payoff cards, this card might help you find it. Then we have Pickpocket. Now this I'm also kind of questioning, but I do like the 7 profit that it gives you. It just gives you coins in the bank to work with, and there's obviously one card that's coming up very soon that this also synergizes really well, and I'm going to talk about that card when it comes up. But yeah, 7 profit is never bad to have. You obviously have to be careful, because 7 profit a lot of times is a bit too much, so you might have to have a spender already on your side of the field for this to actually gain its full value. But if it gains its full value, it's definitely worth it to run. Then we have Roderick the Wet. Veal, Zeal, order immediately spawn a Flaming Rose Footman in this row. At the end of your turn, if order is not used, gain 1 coin. A lot of the times you just gain like 2 coins off of this and then use your order ability to spawn a unit for something like the Fallen Knight or Eternal Fire Priest, which is always quite helpful. And yeah, I mean, this card's just solid. You just put it in your deck because it's good, honestly. Next up, we have Tavern Brawl. Force an enemy unit to duel an adjacent unit. Now, this card is really good in a lot of situations. It's really hard to play around this card a lot of the times because defenders kind of have fallen out of favor with this recent patch. I haven't seen too many defenders, so this card usually gets above 7 points for its ability, especially against monsters. This card is pretty nuts. And it might be your only control card in this deck, but it's a controlled card that plays for quite a bit of points and could take out an engine that usually you wouldn't be able to with other control cards. So yeah, Tavern Brawl, definitely a card you can run for that surprise value that it might give you. And if it doesn't give you the surprise value, and if the card sucks, you can obviously cut it for something else. But I feel like Tavern Brawl is definitely a very good card to run in this deck. Then we have Furco the Sculptor. Deploy melee, play a crime from your deck. Now this card is just there for consistency. It gives you something like Excommunication or Dies Irae. You want access to that card because it's your payoff. You can also use this to get coins if necessary, which can also work in your favor a lot of the times. And yeah, I mean, this is just a very decent card in this deck, honestly. You have enough crime cards for this not to brick. So yeah, very good card in this deck. Gives you consistency. Then we have Lieutenant Von Hurst. Now, I love this card. Some people might think it's not the greatest, but let's look at its ability first. Horde 5, at the end of your turn, spawn a Firesworn Zealot in this row. Fee 1, transform a Firesworn Zealot into a Flaming Rose Footman. Now, his Fee ability is pretty much the same as the Cleric of the Flaming Rose, but that Horde ability is pretty much the reason that I'm playing Eavesdrop and Pickpocket, because this is insane if you have one of these Fallen Knight engines or the Eternal Fire Priest on your side of the field, because it just gives you 2 points per turn plus additional spawn points, which is really important. If you can keep this alive, which a lot of the times, this card kind of just stays alive for some reason. I don't understand how, but I never really run into big issues in trying to keep this card alive, because usually I play my early engines with things like Eternal Fire Priest or Fallen Knight, and then I can just play this card without having to worry about too much control from the opponent. I mean, if you're playing against some hyper like control deck, you're obviously going to have a bit of problems keeping this card alive, but even if this card doesn't stay alive, or if you know that this card's not going to stay alive, you can still use its Fee ability effectively. So yeah, this card is just really, really fun to use, honestly. Then we have Azar Javed. Profit 3, deploy, spawn a Scarab in this row, tribute 3, spawn 2 Scarabs in this row instead. So basically, this also kind of works with the spawn mechanic, and it's also a defender that gives you 2 defenders. So that's really, really good, especially against something like Poison Nilfgaard, which you are most of the time quite unfavored against. Also against something like Skellige to protect yourself from something like a Rupture or a Morkvarg, this could come in really handy. Yeah, this card's just really powerful. It's a very powerful defender that really synergizes well with this entire archetype. So yeah, definitely a card that you might look into when you want to play a Congregate deck. Then we have Sacred Flame. Deploy, spawn a Firesworn Zealot on both sides of this card. Order boost all units in this row by 1. Now they did change this card. This used to have a different ability. And with the different ability, it would have been a terrible card nowadays. But with its new ability, it's quite a decent sort of like power play. Because it spawns 2 Firesworn Zealots, which actually also counts as 2 spawns for both the Fallen Knight and the Eternal Fire Priest. So that already gives it extra explosiveness. And then you have the Order ability, which boosts all units on the row by 1, which is just fantastic, honestly. So yeah, definitely a card that you should look into if you want to play this Firesworn Zealot, because it's pretty powerful in round 1. It kind of keeps you in the round for long enough. And yeah, it just does the job a lot of the times. I mean, you are kind of forced to row stack early on if you're playing this, but there's not a lot of row punish right now going on. So yeah, this should be fine, honestly. This card could be replaced obviously for something else, for like a Morels if you're facing too many sort of like defenders, so that you can now deal with their defender. But yeah, otherwise I would definitely recommend this card in sort of like a Firesworn deck. Then we have Grand Inquisitor Helvete. Profit 4, fee 2, spawn a Firesworn Zealot in this row. Very simple. It's pretty much your main spender in this deck. You can spawn a lot or you can spawn none if your row is already full, but he does give you 4 profits still. So yeah, this card is just very, very powerful in this deck just because its ability to swarm your board quite quickly, especially with your leader ability. You're getting extra coins with it, and that will really work in your favor. And the fact is that with Eavesdrop, you will have 9 coins, so you can spend those coins quite freely with this card as well. Dies Irae. Echo, damage an enemy unit by 3 and boost all allied Firesworn units by 1. Deathblow, boost all units instead. So usually you will have pretty much a majority of Firesworn cards on your side of the field, but with something like Azar Javed, you might want to look into getting a Deathblow with this, but it's not necessary, but you will be losing 3 points if you don't get the 3 extra boost on the Azar. As an Echo card, a lot of people think this is kind of bad and they would rather run Triss and Bone Talisman, but I feel like this is kind of okay, because with Triss you have to play a 7 provision card and a 11 provision card in your deck, which accumulates to 18 provisions, whereas this is just 10 provisions, and you can play twice, just like Bone Talisman and Triss anyway. And I mean, it's not like your opponent isn't going to play a unit for you to damage by 3, so yeah, I mean, the card's just really fun to use. You can use it twice because it's an Echo card. And yeah, I mean, even in a short round, this sometimes just wins you the game, because it's like, usually it just gets like 10 points anyway, even if you have like less than sort of 6 units, because it's also a crime and it's also a Firesworn card, which might synergize with some cards like Jacques the Eldersberg. So yeah, I mean, this card's pretty darn decent. So yeah, let's just move on to the next card. Ulrich. This is the card that every sort of Firesworn deck should play as well with Fallen Knight. It synergizes incredibly well with that card, and its abilities Intimidate, spawn and play a base copy of a Bronze Firesworn unit from your hand. Devotion boosted by 2. Now, when I first built this deck, I simply put Dies Irae into the deck because of this Devotion ability. Boosting the card that you get with Ulrich by 2 is pretty darn powerful, especially if it's a Fallen Knight, because then it gets a lot harder for the opponent to kill, because 6 damage cards are quite rare these days. So yeah, I mean, Ulrich is a very powerful card. He himself is an Intimidate engine. In general, just a very powerful card, especially with Fallen Knight. Then we have Jacques, Miraculous Child, Profit 4, Tribute 4, spawn 2 Firesworn Zealots in this row. You obviously don't want to use it for this ability. You want to use it for the Jacques the Aldersberg ability, or the Jacques Grandmaster, which spawns 2 Flaming Rose Footmen in this row for 12 points and 3 units, and spawn synergy as well. So if you're forced to use this one, you're gonna feel pretty bad, so try and save this Jacques Miraculous Child for as long as you can, because these 2 versions of Jacques are just really powerful. A lot of the times I can just see myself 2-0ing a lot of players because of Jacques the Aldersberg being such a strong card. Now, as my stratagem, I play Tactical Advantage, because Von Herst, it keeps Von Herst alive, and if you can keep Von Herst alive, you're very happy. Plus, you're not running too tall anyway, because you're spawning a lot of 2-point units, so you're not going too tall with tactical advantage anyway, so it's quite good in this one, because it can keep your engines alive, obviously. And as for leader, you obviously want to play Congregate. Do I really need to say it out loud? You spawn a Firesworn Zealot on an allied row, and then you gain 1 coin, and you have 3 charges of that, and that is pretty much the one leader ability you will want to play with this archetype. And yeah, this is the deck. What surprised me about this deck most is how variable it is, because it can still win in a short round. It seems like the most like long round dependent deck, but it definitely can win you in a short run. It can also go for like 2-0s a lot of the times, because if you draw well enough, the 2-0 is just inevitable, like because you're accumulating like 100 points easily in a long round. So yeah, that's the deck. Let's play some games with it. All right, first game is against Second Wind. I mean, that's the biggest challenge you can face in this current meta, so let's see how we do against that. Okay, I kind of want Von Herst with this hand, so I kind of dropped the Smuggle. Not sure if I need this Eavesdrop. Okay, this is actually not bad, since it might keep my Priest alive. I don't have any payoff card, though. I would like a payoff card here. I mean, Progression could be a payoff here. This Tavern Brawl could also be kind of decent. I would get rid of Smuggle, if anything. Okay. That's not that great. I would have loved maybe like a Sacred Flame there or a Von Herst, but I guess not. So we play the Disciple here, boost him up, keep him alive so that we can play this for 5. And then I think we have to commit Helvete into this round. It seems like the thing to do, because it just works with this Fire Priest quite well. And it gives us a lot of Swarm. It gives us sort of synergy for the Progression as well. So yeah, let's just hope we're not going to get shut down here by Skellige being... Okay, just immediately does that. That's fine. Okay. Fair enough, I guess. Jesus. This is fine. I mean, 12 for 11 is pretty good. But it removes like one of my engines. Just kind of not that fair, but whatever. What can you do? Okay, plays that. I think I'd use a tribute on this as well. I want to boost this up as many times as I can. Hopefully he doesn't have Decoction here. That would make me very sad, because I might actually just play the Helvete here and then play my Percussion. Okay, he does kill it though with the... I could pass here. I actually don't mind passing here. He has a pretty nutty graveyard though, but I feel like passing here is okay since I won't be losing my card advantage now. But yeah, this is just SK, man. SK is broken. SK is just broken. He could commit this without any worry in the world, since he just has Second Wind anyway. Okay, I want a Fallen Knight here. Fallen Knight would be fantastic. We get an Ulrich, and we get a Fallen Knight as well. That is fantastic. So do I need Smuggle in this case? It's not bad, but 2 Congregations is good enough. Okay, we get an Azar. I might just play Azar early here. Nah, he's not gonna Morkvark that early, is he? I might have to commit this Fallen Knight though into this round. I have a feeling this might be quite the problem. I could just play Helvete early on though. Playing Helvete early on actually makes a bit of sense. Okay, he's playing for that. What if I commit Helvete here? I don't really feel like committing this Ulrich just now. I think committing Helvete here is fine. And not spending as well. Then I might actually also use my XCOM. Okay, he does that. That's alright. That is perfectly fine. Now I'm not sure if I want to actually commit Ulrich here. Could do this. Into XCOM, see what we get here. I do not mind the Eternal Fire Priest here. It's actually pretty good. It's a pretty good find there. We know we have Dies Irae and Sacred Flame for the short round. So now we will see if he's going to bleed us or not. And if he bleeds us, we just play these guys. Alright, it's fine. So he's committing hard into this round then. That's what we know now. He has... Oh, we could actually use Tavern Brawl next. Actually, isn't a bad option here. Oh, but it doesn't turn into the Savage Bear, does it? So we have to do it like this. Oh, he's killing the Helvete there. Okay, that's fine. Tavern Brawl seems kind of weak here. I think I just do this now. And use like 1 charge here. Seems alright. Keeping card advantage is actually pretty cool here. If we can do it. Maybe I should have stacked my rows differently here, but yeah, we just commit Azar here. That should pretty much just take us where we want to be. Alright, I see a little bit of Blood Raven. That's okay. Ah, and I can do whatever he wants here, doesn't he? It feels kind of bad. This card is broken. Oh, okay, nice. He doesn't have the ability. Oh, he's gonna try and luck it out. Yeah, he's probably gonna try and luck it out here. Yeah, he lucks it out. What a talented lad. Alright, whatever. What you gonna do against this? Oh wow. He actually plays that as well. That's funny. Was not expecting him to play that. Okay. I think I do this now. Or do I do it on these two? I feel like doing it on these two is fine. Alright, there's Hemdall. He's probably gonna kill my Scarab here. Absolute talent, this guy. Alright, but yeah, I mean, if he has like Morkvarg, we're kind of screwed here. We might have to commit this Jacques. I wish we don't have to, but I think we might actually have to. I maybe shouldn't have used the leader there, but whatever. Yeah, Morkvarg's gonna be pretty nuts here. If we can keep Jacques for round 3, we might actually be able to win this. But he also has Herald, which is dumb. Is he gonna use Herald now? Okay, wow. He's committing hard into this, I guess. It seems alright. Seems like something that he can do with this deck, I guess. But he's committing all his gold here. We're losing... Oh, we're not losing that many points. Okay. We're losing, what, 1? He's getting 3 points here. Oh, wait, no, he's getting 4 points, so we're still fine here. So his last card is probably Rupture, dude. Oh, wow. Oh, come on. He drew perfectly. And we still might win. Okay. Interesting. Oh, wow. It's not enough. We have to use Jacques here as well. Feels bad. Lots of unlucky RNG there, actually. Because if he didn't kill my Fallen Knight, we actually had a pretty good run there. But he killed my Fallen Knight because of his RNG there. So if we lose, we're going to blame it on RNG. Not because Skellige is broken or anything. Okay, it's actually not bad. This hand might actually be surprisingly good. Or like better than some of you might think. Sounds actually pretty perfect. Only 1 leader charge though feels kind of weak. Yeah, but his leader's just too good. He has friggin' Herald and leader. Oh, that's so dumb. Oh no, and he has this as well. Oh, this is so broken. Ah, I guess it is what it is. Yeah, if this other guy would have stayed alive, we actually might have had a chance here, but the way it is right now, it's just not good enough. Yeah, this is, I mean, that's just Skellige. He drew pretty well there. He drew this. Yeah, he drew everything he needed to. Now you can just hit this, right? But yeah, this game's over. And this game is over. But I mean, we like, if his leader wasn't broken and his entire deck wasn't broken, we might have actually stood a chance there. But even then, it's too dumb. Oh well. I mean, it was RNG in this case. Like, if our Fallen Knight had stayed alive there, we might have actually had a chance. Oh boy, is this gonna be another? Okay, no Skellige. Alright, Death's Shadow. Let's see how we do against Death's Shadow. This is probably Oberon. So he's gonna want to play for a short round, I think. So we're gonna try and win this round and bleed him. I like Sacred Flame in hand here. Maybe don't need the Pickpocket though. Congregation is alright. We could play for 1 Fallen Knight this round. Yeah, this seems okay. So I play the Eternal Fire Disciple. Give it a TA. Okay. So I'm not gonna... am I? I mean, I'm gonna roll stack here, I think. But I'm not gonna use this Eternal Fire Disciple. He can Strigger, but that's fine. Then he triggers a 4P card. Okay, no, he's not triggering. Okay. That's good for me then. I can then play for quite a lot of points in this round. Trying to win it that way. Cause like, look already how many points I have here. I mean, these larvae are gonna be pretty annoying, but our Sacred Flame is gonna be very, very powerful here. I could also be like in the Thurl deck. Okay, do this now. Give both of these the 2 boost. We're gonna play for Congregation, which plays for quite a huge swing. Oh, we can't actually play for Congregation. And we just play for this guy then. So I do this. I pay tribute. And I'm not gonna trigger the Sacred Flame. Because I want to play Smuggle next. And then transform all this stuff. And then use Sacred Flame. Pretty complicated, but when it's done, right? Alright, so this is kind of scary though. If he has a Thurl. So yeah, now we spend all our money to transform these boys into big boys. We now boost the big boys, they become bigger boys. And we still have like Congregation to play for here. And like Penance. Alright, Goliath. He doesn't really need to do much to stay ahead here, but realistically, we get a lot of points through these cards now. And Penance is still playing for like a 12. So I could also try and fish for Dies Irae. Not sure if that's correct though. Like it's very low odds of actually finding it with like Furco and Dies itself. Okay, I mean he has reach here. Just do this now, right? He's still getting 4 points here, so he's on 59. He can do this with like Wyvern, I think, if he has Wyvern. No, but this is also pretty nuts. I guess I have to pass here. See what he plays out. Hopefully it's not like a. Okay, it's oh, he's Crohn's. Oh, okay, he's Crohn's. Alright, it's just Crohn's. I thought he was gonna be Oberon, but he's just Crohn's, I think. Yeah, all right, sure. Crohn's is pretty bad, but not too bad. He did play the damage Crone though, which is really good for us. Okay, I want a bronze Firesworn card here. Oh, that's good. Oh, but we have to mulligan Congregation for it. That's sad. And we don't have coins for lieutenants as well. Yeah, this might look awkward here. What do we do if he passes here? I think I just play lieutenant, right? He's not gonna pass here though, is he? Oh, he's actually gonna pass here. Huh. Alright, I mean, we can get some info as to what cards we top deck here, right? So let's see what we can get here. Okay, that's good. That's good information. I think that's worth it. We withhold tribute here, obviously we want to get them coins still. Because we do play for lieutenant. Huh. So he's letting us live here for a bit. If I play this first, it's gonna be hard to kill. So this is looking like a really nutty hand now. Especially because we're gonna be drawing Helvete and Jacques. Yeah, this is looking really good now. This gives us the coins that we need. I mean, what else would I want here? Oh yeah, Dies. Yeah, Dies Irae kind of is pretty good. But even without Dies Irae, we're getting so many passive points with this lieutenant. How many coins do we have? Oh, I can't see how many coins I have. We can always get coins with Grand Inquisitor. Tavern Brawl is pretty nuts against monsters, so I think I actually just keep this hand. Okay, just play this Ulrich here into the Fallen Knight. So he can't kill this in one turn. No, there's no way he can kill this with Renew into the Wispus. He'd have to Wispus Renew and then... Okay, that's good. That's alright. So we do this now. We spawn two of these boys. Put these on 6. Very nice. We can also keep him alive with Azar. Yeah, now we're looking good here. This has been quite a successful draw for us. These points that we're creating here are pretty crazy. Then we play Grand Inquisitor and spend like once, and then we play Horse Lieutenant. Oh, look at that! It's gonna kill some units here for us. I mean, if we had Dies Irae here, we would be in a really good spot. Spend once here. Play the Lieutenant next, and maybe I should have played this back row. Oh, look at that. It's nasty. And yeah, look, this is the power of the Lieutenant now. You'll see him just boosting these boys up. Even if this dies now, I don't really mind. This already played for like a lot of points. If he kills this, we can keep the Helvete alive, right? Oh, look at that. It's so cute. Look at that. It's so cute. Let me play Jacques, I guess. Activate his tribute. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Next turn we play the Tavern Brawl, and we should just be alright here. If we had Dies Irae, we'd absolutely smash him out of the park though. Maybe I should have just mulligan Tavern Brawl. Yeah, maybe I should have just done that. So I guess I just Tavern Brawl these two. So he can't leader. Oh yeah, he can still leader it, but yeah, now I just transform these boys into these flaming... I mean, he needs so many points here. Like, look how many points we have here. That's too good, man. These Fallen Knights are too good sometimes. Okay, so what is he gonna do? Okay, he's gonna renew this. That makes sense, I guess. We should have maybe not dueled them then. But, I mean, we had no other choice, really. And now it just damages something by, like, a bit. Yeah, it's not enough, is it? It's just not enough. Yeah, I mean, it's close. But not really. It's not that close, honestly. For the fact that he last say it wasn't close. Alright, we're playing another monster. This time it's oh, if this is Keltalus. Oh no, my camera died. Alright, let's just see what we have to mulligan here. We have Hearst, so we can actually keep Eavesdrop. We can play for like one Fallen Knight. Oh, we can also play for Eternal Fireplace. Alright, he's playing Larva. Alright, sure. Okay, so I think I Eavesdrop here. Get another Fire Disciple. I mean, we can drop this one down. We can also drop the Flaming Rose dude down. Because if we have two of these priests and let our Von Hurst do the trick, it might be a bit awkward for this guy. Oh god, but he's playing high tempo now. Very, very high tempo. This might be a Keltalus deck by the looks of it. This is a really slow setup though that we're doing now. Like a really, really slow setup. Might even use a leader charge here though. Okay, Frost. Oh, he's boosting this guy up. That's so good. Okay, do I use a leader charge here? Yeah, I kind of want to use a leader charge here. Hopefully he doesn't have like Toad Prince. That would give him an extra point on Toad Prince. Okay, it just has bleeding here. Okay. So I can transform one of these guys without having to worry about the thingy. Alright, now we're getting quite a few points per turn here. And now it's gonna go pretty crazy really quickly. Okay, double Frost, so he gets out his queen at least. Huh. Guess I can play for Congregation. It's not terrible. Yeah, but these points per turn are just insane. And Dies Irae now plays for quite a bit already. Okay. So we can take it with Dies Irae, which I'm very happy with. Don't even have to do anything here. Come on. Because look at these passive points. We were getting 4 points per turn there. That's so good. And we didn't even have to spend our Ulrich. We can actually go for the 2-0 now. Like, we can actually, with this hand, we can definitely go for a 2-0. With oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is a 2-0 hand. Maybe get rid of this, get Azar as well. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. We could even play Fallen Knight, just a naked Fallen Knight first, but I kind of want to do this. So, we do this here. Play one Fallen Knight. Hope he doesn't kill it. Ah, he might kill it. Is he control? It doesn't look like he's playing any control here. He might have like a Striga. Am I worried about like trading a Striga here? Not really. Not really. I mean, I could just do this here. Is it worth it? I think it's actually worth it. If he has Striga, it's gonna be really hard for him. Oh wait, the Striga wouldn't have even been able to deal with this anyway, right? Ah, that's my bad. Oh, he's playing Nithral. Okay. So we play the last Fallen Knight. We put one of these guys on top. And we can just 2-0 this guy at this point. With 3 Fallen Knights, this is definitely a 2-0 hand. Like, with Dies Irae as well. Yeah, definitely a 2-0 hand. Because we can gain dominance pretty quickly here as well. Alright, there's the Beast. I don't really care about Beast. Beast ain't gonna do nothing. Oh, is he Igni? That's kind of awkward if it was Igni. I hope he's not Igni. Wait, no. Did this thrive? I actually don't know if it thrived. Oh, I hope this isn't Igni. Please don't be Igni, sir. Wait, is Igni even enough here? Ah, please. Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez, Rick. Okay. I mean, we just play Jacques here, right? And just 2-0. Just go for a 2-0. Cheeky little 2-0. Yeah, look at that. Beautiful. I can excommunicate this guy, I guess. Maybe get like a Helveed. Yeah, that would also be kind of good. Ooh. Alright, Shere Khan. Okay, so he's pulling out his big guns. He's played all his leader. We've also played all of our leaders, so guess that's fair. Let's see at this XCOM giving us. I think I'll take Grand Inquisitor here, since we are going to be just swarming our side of the field. Look at that. We have 8 coins at our disposal. Give me that. Look at that. Fully swarm. Beautiful. We're already up by 40 points here. And we still have DS Ire. Fourfold potential with this current here as well. This is looking good. I mean, this guy, if this guy's Igni, obviously we're kind of screwed, but we're not playing around Igni at this point anymore, are we? We're just going for a 2-0 here. Look at that, 2-0, baby. Alright, DS Ire. You can do it. Alright. Boom. Look at that. Look at that, guys. What is he going to do against this? Play Osril and some other card? Or Igni and some other card? He's got a Shirkan. Oh yeah, we knew that. We knew he had a Shirkan. He doesn't have dominance. He's getting 1 point per turn. Yeah, Goliath. What's the Goliath? What is this? What is this? What is this? He still loses by 9 points. He was 2. He had double ass say. Still loses by 9 points. All right, we are in new clothes. If you're wondering why, long story. It's just new clothes, same game, same deck. So let's see what we can do here. All right, who are we playing against here? Inspired Zeal. Ah, okay. An interesting matchup. One that could be feared, could also be beloved. You never know, you never know. We got the eavesdrop into the lieutenant. We want, obviously, we get 1 Fallen Knight. Maybe we'd like to ask for another. This hand's actually pretty crazy good. I really like this hand. I think I might just keep this hand, actually, for this round. Like, it feels like this hand's very, very nice. Alright, we get Pickpocket. We can put Pickpocket on the bottom. I kind of need all of these cards in my hand here. Alright, there's the good old Royal Guard. I mean, not just Hearst, right? I'll just give him TA. The Selker can't kill this at 10, I think. But maybe he can, especially with this Royal Guard. We get him the Mercilessio. I guess play Fallen Knight back row here. Just boost it by 1. Hopefully he doesn't have Boiling Oil. Yeah, he probably has 1 Boiling Oil. Okay, no scouts. Alright. Yep. Oh, wait, I don't think this would have killed it. Tavern Brawl. I wasn't paying attention, but I don't think it actually would have killed it. I don't think that would have done anything here. But we're getting a lot of good passive points here. This Fallen Knight's gonna go pretty ham. Might also play for Azar this round. I'm not sure. Could definitely play for a Grand Inquisitor, though. I mean, definitely playing this Congregation, that's for sure. Definitely playing for DS Ire, though. Oh, what, he's passed? Oh, because he's Draug, isn't he? Okay. That is a bit scary. But, like, wouldn't this deck prefer, like, round control? I do think so. Can we bleed this guy, even? Nah, bleeding NR is suicide, especially this kind of deck. We do have a lot of potential, though. We get Ulrich, so maybe get rid of Tavern Brawl. Nah, Tavern Brawl's too good not to get rid of. Okay, let's just hard mulligan for the Fallen Knight here next round. But our Ulrich is bricked here, so yeah, that's kind of bad. Oh, Neuromancy into Amphibious Assault. That's what I call a dry pass, man. That's what I actually call a dry pass right there. Oh, Neuromancy into Amphibious. This is so fine. This is so fine. Alright, we get Furco. We get a Cleric. Don't want the Cleric. I have to hard mulligan here. We get the Knight. Nice. Very good, very good, very good, very good. But this one of them at least gets Baroned, I mean. Then there's Seltkirk as well. Oh boy. Can these actually survive? I think I have to actually play Azar first. And hope he doesn't have Falibor, which is quite the stretch, to be honest.
Could have settled this amicably, you know.
Okay. What about just immediately playing Jacques? Nah, Jacques' too many points with Fallen Knight here. I gotta just play Azar and hope. I mean, he's got the Adder Mauler already lined up here, so it's gonna be pretty hard not to gain value off of that. We might overstack here. Okay, he's playing Falibor. Well, this is not gonna be fun, let me tell you that. Okay, so Fallen Knight, numero uno. Very likely gonna die. Then the other one's gonna get Baroned. Yeah, Northern Realms is quite a difficult matchup, but we could still definitely do something with this, since we do go quite wide. There's the Seltkirk. I don't think any amount of leader charges would have saved that. But hopefully some leader charges might save this one. Man. Yeah, Nar's a tough matchup, I tell you.
Have you made your offering?
I'm guessing on Neuromancy into Ansei's. Oh no, Pavetta. Okay, there's Pavetta. So now we play Jack. This is where we play the Jack. The Jack of Diamonds. Alright. I mean, he knows this is a Baron target. Okay, Amphibious into what? Into the Commando. Big Commandos. Coming through. Oh, so good. Yeah, I mean, his last card is always going to be Baron here, I think. What if I had just waited for the Azar? That actually might have been a play. Waiting for Azar to play around Baron. Huh. It's definitely a shout. Okay, I can play this Penance now. There's the Drow. Actually, no. Ah, I already clicked it? Ah, crap, I clicked it already. These are gonna get so much value. If he has Sabrina as well, we're so screwed. Oh, no, he doesn't. Okay, he just wants to kill some of these. Which is not too bad, since we have Grand Inquisitor. Anyway. Alright. Oh, this guy, okay. Didn't expect this guy now. So what do I want here? I guess XCOM's alright. There's a bit of choices here. Alright, this is not bad. Pew pew! Alright, just immediately trigger it, might as well. Wait, we might actually win this. This might actually be a win here. Like, he's trying really hard to get rid of these Zealots, but that doesn't actually do much for him. Neuromancy. Oh, but he has that? Okay, whatever. That's a big point swing, though. Oh, that's fat. That's fat. That's fat as hell, dog. I'll actually wait for this. I just assume his last card's Baron, right? That way I get the extra 4 points. Oh, but he can... Oh, I can kill this with the Kedweni and this guy. Wait, what? What is that sequencing? What the hell? Okay. Interesting sequencing, but I'll take it. Okay. Boom. 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 Is this it? Is this enough? Oh, it is! It is! I thought for a second I didn't think it was gonna be enough. But assuming that his last card was Baron there actually wins us the game. Alright, so Congregate Syndicate. This is obviously not a tier 1 deck, but it's definitely a deck you can have a lot of fun with, especially with the whole Fallen Knight going completely crazy during some rounds. It's really funny to see this card just completely go haywire in a lot of situations. Other than that, I feel like Dies Irae is definitely a very fun card to also use because you can just use it twice and it'll always play for quite a few points because of the amount of swarm that you can just generate in this deck. And yeah, I mean, it's not a very control heavy list. It doesn't have any control pretty much. So if you find a way to sort of add more control to the deck, it's definitely worth trying out because control sometimes is quite necessary because all this just does is play wide, and it's kind of like a one-trick pony, but it's definitely a fun one-trick pony to play with. So yeah, now I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, also subscribe for more Gwent content, and I'll see you soon.